Hello everybody, welcome back. My, these birds are loud. Let's see, what's my map? Why is my map? You're heading all the way north. So hello everybody, welcome back to what should be the final episode of AER, Memories of Old. I may sound a little off today, because it's unfortunately allergy season for me. This is actually the first video I've recorded this week. I haven't got any of my other ones done. I decided to do this one because I got an extra day off work this week due to some navigation, let's say. And so I figured I'd do this one today since I only got enough time to record one today, and then the next couple days I should be able to do like Fallout on one day, Control on the other. So hopefully I'll be sounding a little better, or hopefully this will be the video that I sound worse in, despite it being the last video of the week. But yeah, after I finished all my recordings for last week, I felt like shit. I was legitimately sick, plus allergies, which is always a fun combination. But here's the thing. Honestly, I preferred it that way. Somehow they were balancing each other out. As soon as I got over my cold or whatever it was that I haven't really slept. Yeah, my allergies really blow chunks and just make it basically impossible for me to sleep. So yeah, it's been a fun week at work. Glad today was my last day, because I don't know that I would have managed another one. I mean, like, pretty much every day that I get up, I don't really want to go to work. Because it's, like, way too early, and my job sucks. But, like, this week has just been, like, it hasn't been, like, I don't want to deal with the people. It's just been, like, please kill me now so I don't have to go to work, right? Weirdly enough, though, barely slept, tired, still more awake than I normally was at work, which was an interesting thing that happened. So I realize you travel far, but there is no path up there anymore. The ground has fallen to the depths. Those of us still here are leaving in a fortnight. But yeah, it was really weird. Barely slept. I pretty much saw every hour on my clock next to my bed. Like, I'm not saying I laid there and stared at my clock, but I woke up, like, I'd go to sleep, or I'd fall asleep, and then, like, I'd wake up, and, like, maybe an hour had passed. Like, it was fucking horrible. And then, you know, I'd fall back asleep again, and then I'd wake up again, and it's like, oh, look, just barely, maybe another hour. Oh, great. Somehow it kept me rested enough, though, because, I mean, like I said, I honestly probably had, felt more awake than normal, but I mean, that doesn't mean a whole lot when I gotta get up at 4 in the morning, as you can imagine. Oh, wait. I don't really feel very awake, no matter what time I went to bed. Oh, I think this is our, last achievement thing that we have to find. Yeah, there it is. Ba from the past. Find the ancient llama. Alright, and that one isn't a rare achievement, so I mean, that's good. I was having a discussion with a guy on Facebook about, well, technically it was about Breath of the Wild and whether or not the game was actually popular, and he was using the metric that, you know, it sold a fuck ton of games. But in his own argument, he stated that people were buying the game faster than they could get Switches, which means that there were large amounts of people buying the game without the ability to play it, and therefore, you know, no knowledge of whether or not they actually enjoyed it. But hang on, let's read this first. I am Zuya of the Snow. Today, a priestess from the far southeast came to us, telling us of a great war between the cities of Urza and On. Her name was Kara, and she requested an audience with the god that is said to sleep here, the Watcher of the Veil. Our master of the scrolls bowed to her and told her if there ever was a god, he must be sleeping so deeply that even she could not awaken him. But Kara insisted, and he led her into the innermost sanctuary. She stayed there for 3 days and 3 nights. No one knows what she did in there. She left us without a word, but her face was sad, and I fear for our people. What can we do but guard the most holy texts of our ancestors? We are but few, and no one believes us. Our whole world has gone mad, and there is no cure. Okay. But yeah, he was going by the metric that, you know, they sold a fuck ton of copies, which they did. I mean, I can't argue that. But I pointed out that that says more about the popularity of the franchise than it does about that game specifically. I mean, Zelda, extremely popular franchise. You know, the Zelda game that came out before it was like, I looked it up, it was like 7-8 years before that the Skyward Sword came out. Oh, we're shattering more ice. And, so yeah, Skyward Sword came out. Very few people liked it, mainly, I think, because it had, like, a lot of, like, motion control stuff. Like, I played it, I beat it. It wasn't just the motion control stuff. It wasn't a great Zelda game. Like, it wasn't a great game. I don't know, like, I can't place exactly what it was. It just wasn't great, right? And, like, I got all of the shit in it. I 100%ed that bitch. So, I mean, the last good game, I think before that was Twilight Princess. Was the last 3D one. I think some 2D ones came out in between both of those, but, like, 3D ones, right? So I was like, you know, a lot of people, fans, you know, were wanting a new Zelda, a new 3D Zelda game. Because, you know, they made a new one. Because, in general, they're pretty good. Skyward Sword was an outlier, and it wasn't, like, unplayable or horrendous, but it wasn't good, right? So, I mean, a lot of people were hoping that this would be, like, a return to form, even with the stuff that they showed, and it being open world and that. You know, it's still, like, I mean, it can still be Zelda, I mean. Just put them here, and now we have more food than we know what to do with. Oh, that's nice. And I was like, so, you know, that would obviously increase the sales a lot. Then you have, like, the Switch was I can't remember if Breath of the Wild came out with the Switch or not. But either way, Switch was a new console, so, I mean, you have all these streamers and YouTubers and that who are going to automatically buy every new game for the new console. Because that's what they do. So that increases your sales quite a bit. And that, but like, the reason why achievements came up is because I said, like, with a game like Zelda or anything on the Switch, there's not really a good metric to judge it by, because just because somebody buys a game doesn't mean they enjoy it, which means that a lot of people can buy a game and it still not be a good game or even considered popular. In the beginning there was the dreamer, asleep in cold eternity, she dreamed all there is. She dreamed a veil, and behind the veil she dreamed the creator and the world, modeled from a memory of hope. The creator danced into the world, and there he breathed the clouds and sang the sun and moon into being. As he danced between the clouds, he took 4 steps, and so made the lands of the north, the west, the south, and the east. Then he formed the mountains and filled the seas with water from the clouds, and from earth and water he made animals, so land and sea would be alive. From stardust and eternity he made gods, to walk the lands and look after the world. How do you make something from eternity? Anyway, so yeah, the reason achievements came up is because I was like, at least with something like Xbox or PlayStation, right? Like, you can go in and look at the achievements. Like this one here, 28% of gamers unlock this one, 29% unlock this one, so odds are this is the one finishing the game, right? Which means 28% of people who own this game. Now, still not the best metric, because I do believe that those are just based on how many people own the game. Which means that somebody could technically own the game and have never actually turned it on. Because I know I have some games like that, so that skews it a little bit, but either way, 28% of people finish this game. That's pretty good. I mean, that means that obviously the people who played this game like this game, or most of them, right? So it's down to the 2 of us now. I say most of them, a quarter of them, who own it, played it, and liked it enough to finish it. And I imagine PlayStation trophies, because I know they have their percentages too, and I imagine it's probably the same thing, where it's just based on who owns it and not necessarily, or how many people own it and not necessarily have actually played it. Okay, so I'm assuming I need to match this symbol that's in the middle, which means the left one's already done, which is nice. And that one only took 1 trip, so let's see. That side isn't right. And this one should only take 1 trip as well. That's interesting. They usually make it at least somewhat harder, but whatever. I guess difficulty isn't really the thing with that one, is it? But yeah, so like, that was pretty much the entire discussion, was just like how stuff on the Switch and that, like, you know, sales doesn't necessarily equal popular. Because sales, like, good sales obviously means that the franchise is popular, or it was marketed super well, or the developer was popular or something. But if 1 million people buy the game, but only 10 people bother to finish it, can that still be considered a popular game? Like, now I'm not saying that Breath of the Wild, because the conversation I had with him was that Breath of the Wild wasn't necessarily a bad game, it just wasn't a good Zelda game. Like, too much of it was not Zelda. You know, like, they had Zelda elements to it, and they obviously had like a Zelda skin over everything, but overall, I wouldn't consider it a good Zelda game. It's at best a decent game. Like, if they released that exact same game and it wasn't Zelda, I can almost guarantee you it would not have done well. Like, I can, you know what, not almost guarantee you, I can guarantee you that if they had released Breath of the Wild, but it wasn't Zelda, it would not have sold well. It would not have done well at all. But the fact that it has a Zelda skin over it, obviously, like, instantly gets it, like, lets it bypass so much. So much criticism, right? Same with, like, anything that, like, From Software comes out with, right? Like, if it's not the biggest piece of shit on the planet, people are more than willing to overlook any like, go onto any, like, Reddit forum of a From Software game, any of the Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, whatever, and make a criticism. Make a valid criticism, I'll say. You know, because, like, the games aren't perfect, but make any kind of valid criticism, and just watch as people, like, just try and tear you apart. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And that's the same for so many things. Like, any popular franchise, if you go onto, like, their forums and you bring up even a valid criticism, they will attempt to defend that game with their lives, like you're holding a gun to their mother's head or something, right? When the creator made the world, he woke the gods to care for it. First swam the Watcher of the Veil, high in the skies. He's in the skies, how is he swimming? A mighty guardian against the black cold endlessness, forever singing soothing songs to the great dreamer, lest she awaken from the dream of our world. Okay? But yeah, so I really don't believe, and especially, well, you know, obviously with Breath of the Wild, there's sales metrics and that, right? Like, because a game is popular, right? And it's like, because it sold 1 million copies in the first week. It's like, so you're telling me that 1 million people bought the game, played it, and finished it in a week? I feel like that, and therefore have a valid opinion on how good the game is. Because, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to 100% a game for me to consider your opinion valid on it. I'm not even saying that you have to finish a game for me to consider your opinion valid on it. It helps, obviously, depending on what your criticism is. Like, I won't say that you have to finish a game to do it. I mean, there's plenty of games that I've played where I haven't finished them. And I've had criticism of it. Okay, so am I just not doing it fast enough? Oh, fuck. I don't... Oh, hang on. I see what... Okay. I just wasn't paying attention. Alright. Got it. But yeah, so like... Sales... especially initial sales, just tells you how popular the franchise or the company or something is. It has nothing to do with the actual quality of the game. The entrance gate is frozen shut. There is no leaving now. Well, if only somebody out there could have rang the bell for you. Damn, I don't know where to go in this one. There's just too many paths. I say, even though the other paths were all like one shot. Just like, here's some dialogue, now get out. But yeah, and then there's lots of games too, like, especially now with like PlayStation Plus, Xbox Ultimate, Game Pass Ultimate, whatever the hell it's called. Where like if somebody has that, they have access to all these games, especially when like a new game comes out and it gets released on that service, right? You know, like, do they count all those as sales? Like, I honestly don't know. I mean, it would buffer their sales. It's like, aha, this game released on Game Pass, therefore released on Game Pass, and there's 1,000, or there's 1 million people with Game Pass Ultimate or Xbox, whatever it is. Okay, so you're praying to this lady. So haha, that means that 1 million people are gonna play our game. It's like, yeah. I don't know that they do that. It would be a good way to fuck with people, though. Okay, but this just leads... I didn't even see these stairs here, if I'm being honest. That's broken. Okay, but why isn't that one open? Oh, is this the bridge that we unlocked? Yeah, it looks like it. How do we even get to this bridge? Like, we unlocked this from underneath it. But I didn't see any way to get to it. Maybe we weren't supposed to get to it and cross it. Maybe this was the direction we were supposed to cross it. Well, that looks like you could jump through it. If you tried just a little harder. I mean, there's that thing. Do I need to do something with that? I don't think I can. Unless I'm supposed to, like, do this? Nope. That's definitely an invisible wall. Well, what the hell's the point of letting me come up here, then, if I can't do anything up there? Huh. Weird. Very, very weird. Well, whatever. Can't say we didn't try. Alright, well. Maybe this will somehow lead us back around to the other side of that? Because, I mean, there's clearly something on the other side of it. Oh, there's another one of those things, so maybe this is connected somehow. Take down the pillar, I bet. Ah, we needed to turn on the pillar. Oh, I see, and then that's why there's a hole in that one. Oh, and then I bet you if I activated it again, it would switch which way it's shooting. And I'm gonna have to, like, navigate them or something. But I don't even see where this one's supposed to shoot. Oh, it's just lined up already. Okay. I expected it to need another one of those little things, but I guess not. Also, it looks like there's another staircase just to the left there. But yeah, the reason we were having that conversation as well was because it was on an ad or something for the... I can't remember what it's called now. Tears of the Kingdom, the second Breath of the Wild game. Which I want to say is actually coming out right away here. Like with this video, like I think it's almost like it's like really soon coming out. And yeah, there was just like a lot of people in the comments that are like, man, I hope that, you know, like that were saying like they're not gonna buy this one because they didn't like, it doesn't look like it's gonna be any different from the last one. And a bunch of people also made it seem like they're using the same map as the last game, but nothing I've seen has been like on ground level. Everything I've seen has been like way up in the sky, you know. So I don't know if like the ground level map is the same and then they just added some floating shit in the air, which would kind of be crap. But I mean, I might get it. I mean, it's still Zelda, and like I said, I didn't dislike Breath of the Wild. I just think that people gave it way more credit than it deserved because it was a Zelda game, and better than Skyward Sword. Oh, there's another one here. I can open up this door as well. Aha, look at me actually paying attention to clues. Now that door, I want to say, yeah, we've been there before. But yeah, it looks like it has like some weird vehicle stuff in it, which has made people have the joke that it's Zelda nuts and bolts. Obviously in reference to Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts, where it's like, aha, it's Banjo-Kazooie. It's like, but it's not. Once again, another perfectly fine game. Just not what the title suggests. This is the right, yeah. I can see it up there already. But yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, the weapons still break, which was my biggest gripe with it, but once again, if they're sticking with open world, then, you know, they need something to fill that world with, which is chests, and then they're going to need something to fill those chests with, which is going to be weapons, so they need a reason for you. So instead of making a million different weapons, because, you know, that would be too difficult, and I said that way more sarcastically than it should be, because that would be insanely difficult. And just basically not possible, despite what Borderlands says. They're nonsense. Billions of different guns. It's like, it's the same gun with, like, you know, +1 or 2. Like, you know, +1, -1, right? But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it would be interesting because it is, I do believe, a direct continuation from Breath of the Wild. I don't know, like a few years later or something maybe, but it would be great if, like, because, like, obviously I have my Breath of the Wild save file. It would be great if that did something in Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't know. Come closer, little champion. I won't ruffle your feathers. I'm the Watcher of the Veil. I guard this world from eternity. Oh, this is a dude who swims in the sky. I mean, just because it's a whale doesn't make it swimming. It's still flying if it's not in the water. But I have spent many years trying to close the rifts that threaten this world. Now, without the faith of your kind, my powers are almost gone. There isn't much left of the first dream of the great dreamer, the dream we call our home. Did you know that the first dream brought forth the Creator? His only weakness was his tender spot for your kind, little human. To create you, he linked his heart to yours, but your hearts grew empty. Shocked by the emptiness dwelling in himself, the Creator ripped the void out of his heart. But time changes many things, and a new little champion stands before me, a human one, even. Listen now, champion, these are my last words. This is the last fragment of the 3 Kara left in our care. There is only 1 step left now. Return the 3 fragments to the lighthouse in the very south, where your people have built a camp. It will show you what's next. It all rests upon your shoulders now, little champion. So, are we going to become the next dreamer and bring forth an entirely new world then? Oh, there's the void. Still pissy with me because I'm doing a better job than him. I mean, are you even trying, bro? Like, you know how much random crap I went and looked at? Mausoleum of Ice. Complete the monastery. Somebody wasn't looking at their descriptions. Alright. Man, I wish there was a fast way to get back to the... I mean, like, I like flying around in that. It is very nice and relaxing. But I just kind of want to go to the end of the game now. You know, like... I guess I should stay at least somewhat close to the islands. I don't know what happens if I go off map, so... I'd rather not find out. I mean... I guess it's not bad if you do it in more, like, if you don't go back to the main camp at any point, right? Because then you just, like, go up the, well... Yeah, I guess if you don't do them in the order, I'm gonna say intended, I don't know that I did it in the intended order. I mean, I'm assuming this one's supposed to be last because it's the furthest away. But I mean... And considering the Guardian that we found there, that very much seems like it should be the last one. But like... It, like if you went... Just picked a direction, like either north or east. From the starting point and just made like a loop around. I imagine that would be... Because obviously you would loop around. And actually, come to think of it, if I'm not mistaken, if you go right, you hit Lifla's Grove, which is where the temple key is, and then you got to go up to the eastern steps for the temple. But if you go north, or left, you hit Twilight Lake where the temple is, and then end up in Windsong Falls where the key is. Like, you have to go past Twilight Lake to get the key. Whereas if you go east, you hit Lifla's Grove, get the key, Eastern Steps, do the temple. Go up, go past Split Mountain, Howling Peaks, get the key, Roof of the World, do the temple. And then as you come south, you hit Windsong Falls, get the key, Twilight Lake, do the temple. So that very well may be the order that, like, maybe you are just supposed to go east and then up and around and then come back. Because then, you know, you do Twilight Lake and you're right next to the lighthouse at the camp again. And can go and do the end, right? Like that very much seems like maybe that's the order that that's intended. At least the way they have the keys and temples laid out, that's what it seems. So, I mean, if you play the game yourself, go east first, I guess? I mean... Okay, so this should open up... I'm assuming that that's just one big key. And it should open up the, oh, a little low. And it should open up the creator thing. Let's go talk to these guys first. Shall we? Oh, the old man's out here. It was a great adventure. You think so too, right? I was all the way to the other side of the island and I discovered lots of stuff. Dad was kind of mad when I got home again. I had to promise to tell him when I want to explore. It's not as fun when they know I'm exploring. I am old enough to go on adventures by myself. Next time I might take the skyboat and go to far away places, but you can't tell them I told you, okay? Old enough to adventure by yourself. I mean, I guess there's not really anything hostile on any of these islands, so I mean, and we haven't seen like storms or anything, so I mean, I guess so.
Hey.
Hey, hi, Auk. I'm glad you're back. So you visited the last caretaker. You are truly amazing. Did you know Erin went on an expedition? I knew she would. Call it Mother's intuition, or influence, I guess. I hope she will take after you as well. If we are lucky enough to be around for so long in the first place, something is wrong. I feel it, like the world holds its breath. Talk to Medvin about what happened at the last caretaker. See if he can make sense of everything.
Yo.
Hi again, Auk. I'm so thankful that Erin is back. I must say she was very thorough in her field trip. To think that she paid such attention to detail. So I struck a deal with her. If she promises to tell me first, she can go play along the island's outskirts. Who knows what Erin might achieve one day. She might even become a guardian of the Outer Lands in time, or search for ancient scrolls like your mentor. But I can feel the disquiet in the air, you know. With luck, these dark and strange things will go away, and the lands will find peace again. Actually, I think you better talk to Medvin. You two know most about what's going on, and he told me he wants to see you. I don't have any more clues, I'm afraid. The cave in, the black rocks, the car is light, temple's opening up again, it's all very vexing. We met the last caretaker, at least. For some reason, it feels like it's your pilgrimage that became my most important task, not my own. The world isn't right. Snow creeps south and animals are found dead, and you are different somehow. Like you are glowing, but not with light, more like a presence or warmth. And yet the world itself seems to have grown colder. Kara prayed by the lighthouse to seek her answers in the old days. It's your turn to do the same now. I'll meet you up there. See, I was gonna say this would be one of those games that has like a dickhead secret ending where it's like if you don't talk to him or something before you do the last thing, you get a bad ending or something, you know? I doubt it. I mean, so few games do that, but there are some games where it's like, what, you didn't do this one thing that isn't super, that's like super obscure? Well, I guess you get a shit ending then. Alright.
Hey.
Goodbye for now, Auk. I hope to see you soon again. Blessing be with you, young pilgrim. I'm not quite sure what's happening, but I think this is all meant for you, Auk. Follow the beam to the Creator's shrine. Auk, are you alright, child? This is eerily similar to the text I translated. The lighthouse shone a brilliant beam. At least it's not another divide. What would we even call it? The Greater Divide? I don't think your pilgrimage ends here, I'm afraid, even though you have already gone further than all before you. Whatever it is that you will face at the end of this path, I am confident that you will, as always, come home safely, full of interesting news. You have found out so much I never would have dreamed of, understanding of the ancients and our past. Go on now, find out what lies at the end of this lightning, and Auk, please be careful. Auk, what's happening? Where are you going? Promise to come back. You have to tell me everything about it. Alright. Also, did I get the achievement for... Yeah, okay, one left. I was gonna say, I don't remember getting the one for finding all the places on the map, but I must have. I was probably talking to Zelda or something, or about Zelda or something at the time. Whatever. Alright. Now let's see here. We're at 34 minutes, so that's good. We're on track to finish the game in less than an hour. Probably. Maybe. We'll see. So that's good. So I was a little worried that the, I guess it was the monastery, the monastery, might take me a little bit longer than want it. But we don't, like I said, I don't know that the Creator Shrine has any kind of puzzles or anything to it. Not that really any of the puzzles in this game have been hard. It is very much a relaxing, just chill, play the game to play the game, right? Although I will say, after learning the controls on Snake Pass a little bit better, also a fairly chill game. Might even 100% it. Oh my. Well, that's probably not good. Now I just follow the light. Whoa, Kara, you can... I don't know that it's Kara. I'm going to call it Kara, though, because it is Kara's light. Oh, wait, listen to me. Do you know me? Ah, I am Kara. Time is short, but I'll try to explain. You are of my blood. Once, the Creator infused me with some of his light. His hope and his dreams, his power at the time of the Great Divide. This power is yours too, Ak. It has saved you from the Void's touch. He is stronger here, however. I will shield you for as long as I can, but we don't have much time. You are about to enter the prison of the Void. His prison is outside our world, and there I cannot help you at all. Follow me. Also, the guy said that no pilgrim has made it as far as I had before, right? So, like, I'm assuming that means that they never got into the temples. Because those were obviously all still sealed up. Not that that means a lot in video games. I mean, there's a lot of places that have been sealed up for 1,000,000 years, and yet, you know, there's notes and clues, or there's notes and puzzles and that left behind by people who clearly were there after it was sealed. But anyway, that's more of an Uncharted Tomb Raider kind of thing. But yeah, I am curious though if we're gonna get some kind of boss fight. Do you understand, Ak? I am a memory of my old self, and now that I have left the lantern, I will soon fade away. I can only speak to you here and now. There is no turning back. This is the only chance we have. The people of the sky closed their hearts to the Void, but it was not enough. He has almost broken free from his prison. We can't stop him from devouring our world, not without you. You can put an end to what was started so long ago. So, I've determined that I don't think allergy medicine works on me. I am sorry, there are so many things I want to tell you, so many things I would like to ask you, but we don't have the time. These last steps are not for me to wander. It's up to you now. It's up to what you really are. This door leads to a realm in between our world and eternity, and this is where you will find the Void. You must finish what the Creator started and make whole what was shattered. I know you can do it, Ak. This is goodbye, I'm afraid. I will watch over you with all the might I have left in me. I believe in you. Okay. But yeah, like, because I had allergy medicine, didn't seem to work. Bought different allergy medicine today, but reacted today. Took it like an hour or so before I started recording, and as you can tell, still fucking plugged up. So I just don't think allergy medicine works on me anymore. Or ever did, I guess. I don't know that it ever did. Alright, so now I got a glowy tattoo. Also, yeah, she's always had that tattoo, right? That's not new, is it? I don't think so. Anyway. Let's see. We can turn into a bird, so we can fly through stuff. We can jump on stuff. Okay, well, we're not turned into a bird. We don't have our lantern anymore, which is like the one other thing that we can do besides jump. So, I mean, at most, if it is a boss fight, it's going to be a platforming thing. It might just be like a... I mean, I'm kind of hoping for something like a boss fight. I mean, I don't really see what kind of a boss fight it can have, but if we just get there and it's like cinematic, done, I'm going to be slightly disappointed. I mean... Oh, look at this. We've got to have a boss fight on here. It's huge. Also, I'm slightly disappointed that our tattoo wasn't glowing for all that. Even after I hit X. Oh, this has got to be a boss fight. Look at that thing. How we're going to fight it, I don't know, but you know. Oh, suck it, bitch. Okay. Also, do we not have 5 fingers? Well, disappointment complete, I guess. I mean, it was cool when she blocked the, like, boom, when he tried to slap her and just blocked it, but the flashlight, like, that looked good. But I mean, I gotta say, overall, still slightly disappointed in the ending. I was really hoping for something to do at the end, you know? Like, it would have been cool, like, you know, you had, like, the glowy tattoo, so, you know, when you hit X, it started to glow, and you had to do something with that. I don't know. I mean, I've played a lot of platformers that have weird boss fights, so, I mean, it's not like I can't think of anything that we could have done with, you know, basically no actual actions on our own. It's just, you know, I don't know which, you know, there's actually too many choices. There's a lot they could have done. Not all of them good, but still would have been something. It would have been nice to... Because, I mean, what are we supposed to take from that? I mean, so the two big cities were fighting each other, and the great... And everybody lost their faith, and their hearts became black with greed, I guess, or and emptiness. And since the creator's heart was tied to theirs, he became empty, and he ripped out that part of his heart and created the void, or which was the void, which was the big thing there. And then we're supposed to be putting it back together, it said. So, and we had the blood of the creator in us. So, like, did we just take the void into ourselves then? Like, we combined with it? Maybe? I mean, I don't know. It wasn't a story heavy game. Well, I mean, it had a lot of story to it. It's just not very much of it actually, like, said what our purpose was, right? So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's what it was. Like, alright, that's it, apparently. Really? I mean, it wasn't a bad game. Alright, let's see. Uh, so apparently they said they were working on a new project. Uh, Yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot of people. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this guy pointed out that the creator, like the said that the creator ripped out the void from his heart, right? And the thing we at the end there had a big hole in the center of its chest. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, uh, oh, I mean, I like this one. This guy's theory was that the whole world is a dream, and Auk was part of the act of waking up. So it was like the void was the, I don't know. I guess that would be like somebody was in a coma or something. Like they didn't want to wake up, and like the void was the part of them that didn't want to return to reality and face what had happened or whatever. And Auk is the, the light that wants them to, or that wants to give them the courage to wake up and face whatever it is. I mean, I don't know. I like that one just because it's like a good story thing, but obviously there's very little in to do or to notice that. So I don't know. Maybe they have a second game. What was it? What was it called for? What was the developer called? Forgotten Keys or something, right? AER Memories of Old. Publisher was Daedalic Entertainment. Forgotten Key. Let's see. Forgotten Key games. And oh, it says 2 game releases though. Uh, Forgotten Key shuts down after 2 games. AER Memories of Old. Okay, I'm not actually seeing the other game on there, so I don't even know what the other one is. Yeah, and Forgotten Key game developer just has Memories of Old. So yeah, so no, there won't be a sequel, and that ending is just a bad ending. Then I guess it's just not like maybe they were setting up for something else. Maybe it was supposed because I mean, a lot of indie developers, I don't know about a lot, but enough of them anyway, like to have like open endings, and it's like, oh, you can decide whatever the fuck the ending is yourself, because apparently they're too lazy to finish the story they started, uh, or to come up with an ending for their story. But yeah, I don't know. It was a good game. I would recommend playing it. I mean, it was nice to fly around. Like there was no janky controls or anything. I mean, the only thing is couldn't slow down. And in all fairness, maybe I just didn't know how. I don't know. But even still, it was nice to run around and explore. I mean, everything bright, colorful, yeah. But yeah, that's AER Memories of Old. Give it an 8 out of 10 for what it is. I mean, it's had the ending knocked off probably both of those points, if I'm being honest. I mean, uh, yeah. But thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next week. I actually don't know what I'll be playing. on Sundays now, but I'll see you then anyway.